is that kind of what we're talking about when we're talking about death in the Bible? It can be a literal physical death, but can death also be a metaphor?
I think it's a
Like
condition,
it's a
a
condition.
deathliness, right? A being towards
Okay.
death, which is is a being towards. If what Paul says is right, death spread to all, right? So death came through sin. It opens the door, and death comes into the creation. When you
Mm,
read Genesis 1 and 2, death is not there, right? God doesn't
right.
create death. God doesn't design things to die.
Mm,
God designs a world to flourish and live, um, and so it opens the door to death. Death slips in, and like a tyrant dictator, takes over. Right. So death spread to all. The condition of death, the deathliness, the being towards death, kind of clouds everything over, which then leads to this idea of, oh my goodness, I'm going to die. I'm fearful now. I fear that
mm,
there's not enough. Right. That's a
mm.
scarcity. Like, I got to save my own skin.
Yeah.
And then, if the grammar is right, and I think Hart is right on this, death spread to all, therefore, or with the result that all sinned. Right. So everyone's under the conditions of death, the deathliness, being towards death, which then leads us to actual willful uh, violations of love, violations of the
Mm,
law of love. Um, when we look out for ourselves. So that's where I do think in First Corinthians, this rivalry aspect of the flesh
okay.
definitely has those kinds of connotations. When there's an understanding of scarcity, I've got to get mine, I've got to save my own skin, forget looking out for other people. And
So
Paul
this
is all over the place here saying, like, put
yeah.
others' needs above your own, right? So it's an exact reversal of that
So
self-preservation.
when we don't love our neighbor as we love ourselves, as Leviticus 19:18 says, and Jesus quotes later, right? When we don't do that, then are we living in the ways of death?
Yes,
Okay.
that's our being towards death. And
Okay.
that is the problem then, right? So the conditions of death are, I think, what Paul identifies as the problem.